Pecanless pecan pie, a delightful abomination, perfect for holiday dinners when you have family or friends that don't do nuts. It's kids-friendly and budget-friendly too. I found these puffed wheats in the cereal aisle at my local grocery and immediately got excited they would make such cool mock pecan pie. They got the right look, a nice crunch, and they're much, much cheaper if the current inflation's got you budgeting. They won't replace the flavor of pecan, so use a good butter if you can. Start with a sweet buttery crust, almost like a giant shortbread cookie. 1¼ cup of flour, a third cup of sugar, half cup of butter. That is 1 stick or half a block. Feel free to substitute part of the flour with almond flour or ground walnuts for flavor, if nobody's allergic and you just got picky eaters that don't like texture of nuts. Work everything together with your hand until you have a crumbly dough, much like snowball cookies, another holiday favorite. Check out my video for that if you like bite-sized cookies. This is an egg-free pie crust that gets pressed into a tart pan. It's like a simplified Pate Sucree. Same good taste, no rolling out the dough or chilling before baking. It makes a somewhat drier and more rustic pie dough, but that is not a problem with a pie that's covered in syrup. You can simply press them down with your hand or use a tart tamper to get a more level crust. Depending on the depth of your tart pan, you might have extra dough left. I'm using a 9-inch pan for reference. This should be enough dough for up to 12 inches if you're using a shallow pan like this. Pinch the dough firmly around the edge. I find these crumbly tart shells less prone to shrinking or sinking around the edge when baked, possibly because the lack of water and gluten attachment prevents the dough from pulling together. Just pack it tight and poke with a fork to ensure it rises evenly. No need to blind bake with beans or weights. Just stick it in a preheated oven and bake until crust is crispy and your kitchen smells like sweet buttery cookies. About 15 to 20 minutes. Now onto the filling. I'm making the classic corn syrup filling on the back of the Karo syrup bottle. Whisk together 1 cup sugar, 1 cup syrup, 3 eggs, 2 tablespoons butter, and 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. Syrup filling can be quite a divisive guilty pleasure. Kinda like American buttercream that's super saturated with sugar. You either love them as simplicity at its best or rightfully judge the mindless sugar bomb. For what it's worth, regular corn syrup is not the same as the infamous ultra-refined high fructose corn syrup. Regular corn syrup is often used to prevent sugar crystallization, and it makes a wonderfully silky custard filling that is very distinct and more clean-tasting compared to the milk-based alternatives. It tastes like pure caramel custard undistracted by milk and flour. To me, that's the signature flavor of a pecan pie, and my absolute favorite part of the dessert. I do like pecan and would make the pie with it if it's just for myself, but I wouldn't miss terribly if it's swapped for walnuts or left out. Kinda like if someone swapped your Thanksgiving turkey for ham, but you get to keep the stuffing and the rest of the sides. Hit that like button if you get what I mean. Bake these for 35 to 40 minutes, until the syrup is bubbly and puffed up. Let it cool completely before slicing. These will be very sticky, but take 1 bite and you won't mind the mess. The candied puffed wheat gives this just as good of a crunch if not better. Bring this to any potluck and I promise it'll be among the clean plate cup. Like and subscribe.